Brexit's biggest sore loser John Major was humiliated following his rant over the UK's departure from the EU as his major economic blunder during his time in office resurfaced. The former Conservative Prime Minister is a staunch critic of Brexit and the process behind it. Last year Mr Major said he believed the UK's departure from the EU to be a colossal mistake for young people, insisting that Britain will likely rejoin the bloc in the future. Most controversially, he broke ranks with the Conservative Party and urged the UK to vote for MPs who didn't support Brexit in the run-up to the 2019 general election. It was a move that exposed entrenched division and, although Mr Major didn't explicitly ask the electorate to vote against Boris Johnson, he said, when the nation voted on Brexit, they did so out of fiction and undeliverable promises. As the facts become known, it's extraordinary that a new vote is denied, extraordinary, and frankly, undemocratic. His most recent comments during a London speech have caused a greater furore, after he said Brexit may be even more brutal than expected due to the UK's negotiating failures. With sharp words, he slammed the Prime Minister, condemning what he said was the UK's inflexibility and threats to the EU, things that would, he claimed, make future trade less profitable for Britain. His comments referring to the economy made many reminisce about his own government's financial debacle in 1992, known as Black Wednesday, when interest rates skyrocketed and the pound plummeted. It was during this time that Mr Major and his team went to extreme lengths to cover up the Bank of England's attempts to prop up the pound before it inevitably crashed. Sterling fell from the exchange rate mechanism on September 16, 1992, when Mr Major failed to boost the currency's value. His government had been committed to keeping the pound close to the value of Germany's Deutschmark, yet it soon became clear he had failed tremendously in this task. On Black Wednesday, interest rates rose from 10% to 12%, only to soar another 3 points to 15%. This was all in an attempt to lure willing bidders to cash in on the pound and boost its value. A reckless act, Mr Major failed in spectacular fashion and quickly bombed the Conservatives' claim to being the party of economic reliability. The overall cost of the operation tallied to an astonishing £3.3 billion. Big money names around the world like George Soros placed bets on the devaluation and were handsomely rewarded, in Mr Soros' case, a healthy £1 billion return.